Can I sing that? What's going on? We are back. Welcome to my channel. This is the Cauldron Witch, presented by the lovely Crescent Moon. How are you tonight?
Hello. I'm fine.
She's going to town on her little ice cream right over there, so ignore her.
Well, I'm gonna fit in the cup, doing what I gotta do. That's why you can't see anything but my forehead.
Which is a shame because the ice cream has given her a beautiful like red lip color.
Mm-mm.
It's a shame. Anyway,
I gave him a peek.
look, yeah. See,
Mm.
see. Oh wait, I gotta pay attention here. God forbid. Okay. Anyway, so tonight is the start of so far, I believe, a 5 episode series, but there may be more, there may be not. I don't know yet. We're discussing Sigil Witchery, all things Sigil magic. What to do, how to create sigils, all the sigil jazz. Ain't that right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
All things
Uh-huh.
to do.
All that. Yep.
Anyway, anyway, we're gonna put a pin in that right now.
Hey, Debbie.
Oh God. Anyway, mm. So where do we want to start?
I want to start with one thing though. Unfortunately, Rowan couldn't join us tonight. He wasn't feeling the best, so he decided to opt out for this one. But hopefully, we'll see him in the next one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But where do we want to start? Okay, so Crescent, tell me and the people your opinion and how you perceive sigils in your craft alone. What are they to you?
Protection mostly.
Okay.
So I just recently got my first sigil book, first two sigil books actually, because I was just creating my own, not knowing there was a how to version of the situation. So my point of view is going to be very different than like the textbook point of view, but I want to learn the textbook way. Um, but yeah, I just created imagery based on what I deem who it involved, how many it involved, and then like my element of protection.
Hmm.
And I just kind of create. So I put that under my doormat, and then I add symbols to it. You know, if I want to zhuzh it up a little bit.
Hmm.
So, and then in my so different sigils mean different things. You can have like a family sigil, but then you can also have like a working sigil. And then each spell you do can have its own sigil to tie in the magic, the people, the whatever, the whatever. So it's like it's such a broad subject that I feel like these books should be bigger, or maybe that's just me. What is your opinion?
So for me, when it comes to sigils itself, like you said, it can be a plethora of things, right? It can be as basic as just a like as really as basic as just a symbol to it, like something that you create that's personal that gives you like just reminder of something, that helps you, say you create a symbol or a sigil of eggs, that you want to remember on your shopping list and you put that to the fridge. You see a little sigil of eggs every time you go in the kitchen, I gotta go grab eggs. But
Hmm.
that's a mundane version of using them, but you get my point. It
Hmm.
could be as broad as an entire ritual or spell into a sigil, into an imagery. You know what I mean? It can be used for conjurations. You can create a sigil for an entity, a spirit, a person, you to work on them or to conjure them or whatever the case is. Um, Sigils is a huge thing, but basically, in my mind, it is an image that isn't a symbol. Symbols are known to the majority, while sigils are known to the individual. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Some people may even say not to share your sigils or to share them just with your coven or your close people. Um, but sigils are known to the lesser because they are something that is created for that specific purpose and intent, whether it is a spell, ritual, prayer, conjuration, mundane use, whatever it is.
Yes, all to that. And in case I missed it, I'm going to bring it up. sigils are very personal. So like you, oh my god, that just got on my nerves.
Leave it alone. Look, we don't want to talk about curls, do we?
Wait, yours looks fine. So on a live, I just didn't want you to say anything uncouth.
But hey, to whoever it is.
It's Alan. He's got a thing for me to.
Oh.
Not that. Oh no. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Moving on.
Okay.
God damn it. You're fucking up the flow.
I didn't. He's
Not you. Not you.
Leave Alan alone.
Okay.
Okay. Hit your vape. Hit your little thingy. I don't know if I could say what it is without getting flagged.
I got it, babe. I'm on a live. Oh my god. See, this is why I should have shut my door.
See, that's what you did.
So, where I was going with that is that sigils are very personal to the person, the family, the coven, whatever. But your symbol, I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with this now because I got totally distracted. I was going to make a comparison between symbol and sigil and the use of the two together. It left. It left. It's gone.
Okay. Well, I will say, like I said, with the symbol being like, okay, everybody knows a symbol for a heart. Everybody knows the symbol for a dollar or for money. You know what I mean? Everybody knows the symbol for justice, or peace. However, like you can incorporate those symbols that mean the same, but again, they're not as complex, I will say. A and B, sigils, I would say maybe the difference between symbols and sigils is that a symbol is maybe used for a mundane thing, but they're more known. You know what I mean? While for witches, we have our sigils, which look like symbols, but again, they're not known to everybody and they're imbued with magic and enchantment and intention. You know what I mean? A sigil in itself is a living thing. It is, again, its own spell, its own spirit, its own thing. You know what I mean?
Power. It encompasses the witch's power. You're imbuing it with your power, so it's like it's something that holds the power of the person that created it. That's what I was.
You can direct magic. You can use it to link magic. Sigils are very, very potent, and it's a reason why a lot of witches use sigils in their craft.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I will say,
to death.
So what?
I had to drink this before I started coughing to death.
Oh, okay. So, like, I know most witches. Well, maybe not most. Maybe I shouldn't say
most
that.
Witches you know.
Yeah, the ones that I know, minus two, don't use sigils. Or everybody uses sigils except those two that I know of. Now, it could be that they don't talk about it because that's the other part of this, the secrecy.
Yeah, that's when it comes to sigils, that is a huge thing, is the secrecy behind it. And again, show people this. A lot of people believe if your sigil is shown, the power is lost.
Oh, better not be.
Yeah.
Hey,
what?
You're the only one seeing my sigil.
Hey, that sounded,
But truthfully, the boys don't know what the sigil looks like unless they lift that mat up or flip over anything in his house. Alan has no clue what a sigil is, I don't think.
Well, he should tune into this live and maybe he'll learn one thing or another.
He should. Or just, listen to any conversation we have.
Leave him alone. He was enchanted by the Hallowells. Who is enchanted by the Hallowells?
Right, but knew about cursed objects. I got questions. That's all I'm saying.
What? That's when he starts listening, and that's when he starts throwing opinions. I'm not here with, I'm not.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Because it was, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, sigils. Okay, so I also want to throw out, before I forget, because I'm a very forgetful person, a little wisdom coming from our boy Rowan, who couldn't be here, is that sigils, another thing that you can use for sigils, is say if you create like a golem or a servitor, you can use that sigil to create said servitor and to work with them. You know, some may even say command them. Really here for, I mean, like, I mean,
You have that's the thing about servitors. You have to garnish some, or not garnish, govern some control over them.
no, you
Because
have to command them. You do have to control them. They're a puppet, nonetheless. It is a living puppet, but it has the pen servitors are very specific in how they are created. This is for some reason now on servitors. If you create servitors in certain energy, they will take on that energy. They will become that life force of that energy. Now, what they will do with that energy is depending on what the energy they are made of. So if they're your protector energy, they're going to do nothing but protect you. However, if you make like a cursed servitor, well, don't be surprised if they turn against you.
they definitely can.
They definitely can.
It's the servitors is one of those things like, okay, I know we're getting off topic because we're supposed to be on sigils, but
Okay,
they kind of go hand in hand.
that's
Like
okay. No, but it's okay.
it's symbolism
Yeah, no, it's
and
sigils.
power
Correct.
and managing the power that it's given.
Commanding them, controlling them.
Right.
We don't control spirits, but again, when you create a puppet, you control that puppet, no?
Well, and we're not creating spirit. Like you don't create a spirit.
No, you
You
can't
conjure a spirit, which we'll get into that in another series. But like, there's just so. Oh my god! No, he's not.
Loki! Loki! Not on camera!
Oh,
Not on camera!
I can't just.
Cover him! Cover him!
I
Cover him! Don't look behind Crescent Moon, guys. Yeah, cover. Okay. Yeah, that stopped you. Yeah, nasty.
If he turns around and starts blinking, I apologize.
Go ahead.
He's like, I was disturbed. Are you in? Look at him. He's so
You
sweet.
nasty.
He's like natural.
Mm.
Anyway, Loki's entered the studio.
Hi, boy.
Anyway, so yes, you have to control them, harness them,
Control
them. I can't control that one. Okay. Whew. My guy, ready to get down at a moment's notice. He's fixed. That's what the problem is. Yeah, like homeboy's 2 years old and he
got nothing there.
nothing.
But he ready and at a moment's notice.
Anyway,
controlling your servitors.
yeah.
Do
About
that.
that. You know what? Next topic.
Okay, next topic. Okay, here's a great topic. I'm gonna see that. Okay, because we're gonna. Okay, I will say I don't want to get too much into certain two things because we're gonna have a lot of episodes covering sigils. Our next episode is going to be personal design and how I create my sigils and how you create your sigils. I do want to ask though, activation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should have checked the book to see our episode list before I brought this up. But she got our book. I'll open that real quick for me.
Okay, so hold on.
I'll hold.
Episode 1, sigil.
Okay.
Okay.
Hush. You're just giving everything out.
Well, you asked me a question.
Well, I didn't ask you to give out all our episodes.
Okay.
Okay.
Then take the lead, Monsignor. Take the lead.
Oh, so back to activations, right? How? Because sigils. All right, now sigils in my practice, not your practice, my practice. You can't just create it and then that's that. You have to do way more than that. There's a process that we like to call activation process for sigil magic. How do you go about activating your sigils?
I thought you were going to talk about yours.
Couldn't hear you. I don't think anybody could have heard you.
I thought you were leading up to you talking about your activation.
I was looking at you.
Well, I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at the damn drink, okay? So, oh my God. It depends on what I'm doing. Fucking A. It depends on what I'm doing. So, okay, example. The one, the like all-purpose sigil for the house, its activation, one is done on a specific day, not necessarily at a specific time because, job.
Right.
A specific day, though, and a specific alignment with the moon. Which that's just, you don't really have to do that. That's all interpersonal, whatever,
Cool.
And then you activate it, or I do me
Yes.
with blood, my power, my blood, and then there's a little ritual that goes on beforehand. I create it, I do it, I make sure it's the right one, and I feel good about it, and I do a little thing at the altar, and then it goes to wherever its designated place is. But then there's like, little droppy drop.
Little droppy drop.
Yeah.
You have a certain number of drops?
3.
I did that. Yep.
And you?
So I've heard a lot when it comes to activating your sigils, and a lot of people like to call rules, and I don't believe in that shit. You gonna be a rule, I'm gonna break it. Okay. So my favorite ways to activating sigils is either by like some type of elemental force, because as witches and our sacred, what you looking at over there?
The comments.
I haven't been paying attention like all of it. Oh, but I do like this one. Okay.
You can tap on it and highlight it.
Okay. Yeah. Before I actually answer that, let me just answer this question real quick. What kind of sigils do you use in your practice?
That's at the viewers, though. Like, he's wanting to interact with everybody in there. And Rowan answered said question with a quarter blood. Or I'm assuming that's what he means. It could have been a quarter something else, but we won't go there.
No. So back to I love the elemental force. As witches, we know that in our sacred symbol, the pentacle, we have the 5 elemental symbols, because those elemental forces can manifest any desire or intent that we witches prefer and we desire. So I love the elemental force, either by blowing on it, by dabbing water on it or oil on it, by adding fire. And honestly, the water aspect can also go into other things, including blood and other things. Fire, whether I like say it's on a piece of paper, right? And I bless it in the fire or in a candle's flame, or just set it on fire completely. But I'll discuss that in a second. Or sprinkle earth on it, whether it's an herbal mixture or some dirt, whatever the hell the case is. Dead bugs and crushed up bone, whatever the case is. That's the one way to activate it. There's the other way where destruction. So I've heard that one of the greatest ways of activating your sigil is by destroying it, either ripping it up, crushing it up, submerging it in water and let it, deteriorate, or setting it. That was a beautiful sound.
It's my notifications on Facebook.
That was a beautiful sound.
Okay.
So don't be. I love this.
I can fix it. Hold on.
It's okay. I just keep. Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
With that being said, destruction, you know what I mean, can activate it. However, the main thing, no matter what method you do, and this is what I how I've been taught, this is the way it was presented to me, and this is what I do. Um, I work with I meditate on the image, and you know the image is ready when you can close your eyes. A day later, even and see that sigil and know what that sigil is for. When it is confirmed in your subconscious, is when it is confirmed in the realm, in the astral world, and that is when that sigil is activated, and then, or at least is empowered, and then you can destroy it or use elements to activate it, whatever the case is. Then you use it in your spell. That's my way of activation.
I mean, I like that. That makes a lot of sense, especially if you're more of an elemental user.
Yeah, I love one of my biggest things is natural witchcraft, is natural magic using the elements and the ways of the land. So that's one of the
No, I
things
mean,
I tend to go to.
I like that. I like anything to do with fire, regardless. So, but that's part of what I do at my altar.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I know, you know,
I know.
but I know, you know.
Nah, nah.
But so okay, we've talked about activation. Now, how do you deactivate, or do you want that to come later in the series, the end?
I'll be real with you.
Sure.
Come here. Come here. Come here. I've never deactivated a sigil. What's that?
For shame. Okay,
No.
so should we talk about it now or later?
Huh?
Now or later? Talk about it when?
Talk about it now. I don't know
Okay, so
if the council's gonna come for me for all my not deactivated sigils.
well, okay. There's only
What is the spell and do their thing? I don't know.
yeah, but okay. Say you want to say you're doing your monthlies, right?
Yeah.
Whatever point of the month you deem that is your time to do it, because it doesn't always have to be on the first. If you feel like you have a situation coming, or if you know like this month is going to be super heavy for money, death, whatever you got going on, mental illness, whatever. So you know you need to change things up a little bit. You don't want the two overacting each other. So if you want a clearer line, and this is just me, I don't read books. We
No,
know that.
yeah.
We know that. I just come up with stuff. So like what works for me just might be totally too much for somebody else. But the way my brain works is you can't have two fighting against each other. Now you can create two to work with each other.
Right.
But if you have one designed for a specific purpose or just an all purpose and general type deal, I still would not trust it to work hand in hand with something that's going to fight or help or whatever, something else that
Can you give
has.
me an example of like two different things?
Okay, so say I have an all purpose general protection, a sigil just for the house, like the one that would go at the front door
Right.
or the back door, or both. If, say, someone, because I've just had like what, 3 deaths in my family, say somebody's died that was very close to me that I needed to deal with, and I didn't want people coming to visit me unnecessarily. Now, this could go into your just regular house wards or cleansings or whatever. But if you're doing a sigil anyway in preparation for an activity or for an event, I just feel like you might as well do it all right there. But you know you're going to have people coming in and out of your house that one you don't know, that like on a personal basis they're just family members, cousins, aunts that you see once a year or every 10 years. You don't want weird energy coming in, and you don't know what they practice or they do or what they believe, and they're going to be in your space touching things and
Oh, so you mean deactivating like other people's sigils?
no, yes, but no. So
Okay.
like if I just have my all purpose,
Right.
it's doing its normal thing. It's been told to do X, Y, and Z, and that's it. Just lay the groundwork. If I need to add another layer to that for like mental acuity or you know, things to do with the heart,
Yeah.
money issues. If I know I'm going to be heavy in debt this month or whatever, or if I know like I have a car and I need more money, and then I have to change up what I'm
This is
doing,
okay.
and I wouldn't want something getting in. To me, it just feels like there would be some interference.
Right.
So
Conflicting.
yeah, I totally deactivate that one, and I just create a new one for
Okay.
what's
Oh,
happening at my life at that point.
I like that. Like just like interchange, like not interchange, that's not the word, but like changing your all purpose protection sigil with whatever else you need to conjure or to manifest.
Right. Because, like, things that we use all the time, yeah, they're great and they're handy and we get used to them, but they also get used to us. So they're less potent over time.
Yeah. See,
That's, go ahead.
that's why for me, most of the time, okay, I have, as you know, I have a sigil book and many books filled with sigils. And there is times I will reuse sigils, but when I tell you those are the rarest times,
Mm-hmm.
because the spell, unless I'm performing the same spell, I'm going to change my sigil
Yeah.
because every spell is different, every intention is different, something is different. Yeah, you're gonna cast the same luck spell, money spell, protection spell, whatever it is, curse, whatever, but every situation is gonna be different than the
Right.
next. So that sigil's got to be unique to thine spell.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
something we've actually spoken about, like using this exact same protection spell over and over and over and over and over again. Say something is trying to get you. Okay. Say you live in a place that is relatively haunted, right? And you do protections to keep yourself from thine spirits. Okay. If you use the same protection spell over and over and over and over again, it's gonna be like like the spirits out to get you are gonna build an immunity to this spell. So at some point, they're gonna get used to that spell and gonna be able to walk right the fuck through. I mean, in my practice, in my perspective, you know what I mean. When you fight something so much, eventually you're gonna get stronger and build an immunity to it. Especially if this is the exact thing. You know what I mean? That's why you got to change your spells. Yeah, you got to cast a protection spell, but it's got to be different. You got to hit it at different angles. And maybe even realign the ones you've already done so you can remember the angles you kind of hit and then go for more. You
Well,
got
think about a frayed string. That string is there all the time, and all the elements touch it, and eventually those little strands begin to stray or
yep,
fray. And then to a point where it gets weak enough to just snap. And if you're not on top of everything, you might not necessarily catch the fact that it's fraying in time before it does snap.
exactly, exactly.
It's maintenance. It's like that. I mean, if you dull it down to its most basic, it's just maintenance
Mhm.
and preparation. You know, and some people don't even use them, and they're just fine. It just really depends on the person, the witch, and the practice.
Right.
Oh, but it's all personal preference, though. That's the beauty of witchcraft. You don't need a
Good
book.
evening, Lady Witch. Just wanted to give a shout out. I saw that comment.
Hello. But I mean, there's so many different ways you can use sigils, and it's not like you have to have just one. I mean, like literally, you have uh, what, a 200-page book. I'm just saying,
I
you
don't
have a
know.
big ass book.
It could be that many for all I know.
I feel like it is.
I don't even
His
know.
big ass book. Actually, no, your sigil book is a little bit smaller, but it's still like 100 pages.
But if you count front and back, could be 200.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And
It
I haven't
literally
seen them. I haven't. He doesn't share that with me. By the way, I just want to preface that he doesn't
wait,
share that with me.
what?
It's just I've seen the actual book. Like he's gone and grabbed the book, and I know what the book is.
Yeah. So, where are you? Nom, 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 nom. So, what do you prefer? Do you use your sigils in every spell work? Because I've been finding myself, especially lately, writing spells. It's rare when I don't use a sigil.
I was gonna say the last
Yeah,
several. Yeah.
yeah, I know. That's one of the okay. That's one of the first things. And you know what? And this is where I will say, sigils. end up in a way, if you want to think about it. And you know what? Maybe you were right before when you said servitors are similar to sigils. Sigils are very similar as to like a servitor. It's its own entity. It becomes it's its own power, its own power source, and you tap into that to amplify whatever the hell you're doing. And I tend, in my practice, when I use a sigil, that's one of the main things in the spell.
It's like front and center.
Yeah, no, whether it's like for me, it's always the first thing I take care of, and it is like the platform that amplifies the spell, and the spell gets on top of that platform, and the energy ends.
Yeah. I think they also help you visualize better in your spell work.
They do.
It gives you an image to focus on, a PowerPoint, like PowerPoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she took me back to school. Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
PowerPoint on
Next to the 19. But like it just gives you a focal point. That's what I fucking meant.
Yes, it's a tool.
Yeah.
Sigils are tools, and that's something we gotta know. Sigils is tools.
Yeah, and you should not be willy-nilly creating sigils just for the guy that cut you off in traffic. Like you can't just be throwing them bitches out.
No way, ice over there, like you trying to get some fish. I'm sorry, not to interrupt. That's just the thought that came in mind. Like you in Alaska right
now. Or I'm
Stop. Stop.
I didn't go there. You did. I knew where you were going, but that's not where I was.
Didn't go there. You went there. You literally.
I was going there. I didn't
go
there. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Anyway.
Woo. Anywoo.
Woo. It's a bunch of woo up in here. God, can't focus for nothing.
Don't make me fall off this chair again. All right. Woo.
Woo.
Can we focus? Or focus. Whatever the word is.
Focus.
Did we finish our last sentence? I think I cut you off because you were chipping away at ice.
Well, I guess that's just gonna hurt us both then, because I don't remember what I was saying.
I'm sorry, that was mean. I do want to ask you. Oh, please.
You can't use them like
it's like yeah.
You have to. Well, yes, but some people like, and there might not be in here, or they might not be people we know, but there are dabblers that dabble, and they be throwing things out and not really understanding the depth at which they go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's very dangerous. You cannot dabble. There's no dabbling. You shouldn't dabble with stuff you don't fully understand anyway.
Correct. And it's usually the ones that tend to not 100% understand that go into dabbling. And
yeah.
You don't want forces like this, I will say, it is very bigger than the average energy. You know what I mean? Is that small? Or did I say bigger? I thought you were laughing because I said bigger.
No, I'm reading comments.
Anyway.
God.
So you don't want to mess with legit cosmic forces and then get yourself hurt. You know?
Yeah.
Everything is dangerous, just like walking outside is dangerous. Just be safe, know what you're doing, and study and research before you touch anything. Or you're going to fuck it.
Right. And that's why I destroy mine. Or I deactivate mine. That's
very true.
That's
you don't want to get yourself caught up.
Right. Or you know how sometimes you'll be in a mood, like your headspace won't be right, and you'll try to push through and do something anyway, and that energy that you're giving it is not exactly right, so it might not exactly do what it's supposed to, but kind of do the opposite. You never want to do that, even though I say that knowing that I've done that myself. Even to this day, like because as a witch, we have work to do. Like there is never a day that we goes by that we do not have something to do. I feel like, especially us. And it just you kind of get caught up in it, and you just want to push through and get it done, and do the thing. You can't really do that. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and be like, you know what, today's not the day.
Right. Cauldron. I forgot.
Yeah, we probably do that as soon as we get off here. Whoops.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're always put together and ready to go. Okay.
We're always prepared.
Always.
So now I want to also bring up sigils, conjurations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you or do you have interest in using sigils for conjuring entities, spirits, the like?
Yeah.
Discuss.
Why do I have to discuss it? You asked the
You
question.
just answered, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are we talking about sigils or symbols?
We're talking about sigils. Straight sigils. I mean, you could also let's discuss the symbol aspect as well. I do want to do that, but right now, first sigils.
Okay, I feel like when you say conjuration, okay, let's go there first. Do you mean in which to control?
No.
Or just bring to
manifestation.
Manifestation. Okay.
Ever, and this is just me saying this to everybody and anybody who will listen, never, in my opinion, control spirits. It's not going to go the way you think.
Well, that's why I brought the topic up.
Respect. Just have respect. Do you want someone controlling you? There you go.
Move along. Anyway, conjuration. I will say I don't know if I've done that yet.
Okay.
It just being transparent. I don't think I've used those in that respect, and I'm being particular about my words. Those in that respect, but I'm willing to try. I'm willing to.
That's something I've never done it myself either, and I am so on board for it. There is only one thing I have done, and I have a sigil to. It's a kind of like your all-purpose sigil. So for me, all-purpose sigil for conjuring my ancestors and my spirits.
Well,
that's
we
the
know
only
how
I have so far, and that's the only one I've used, and I use that as a focal point. I can see it in my mind right now, and that's something that has amplified my workings and my spirits.
And that makes sense.
That like source, an energy source. You feel me?
Do you use it as an anchor point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, okay. So being said, I haven't used it to specifically like conjure an ancestor, like an individual ancestor, and communicate like that. I've used it to conjure my ancestors and work with them in a magical sense for rituals, spirit, whatever the case is, or spell work, whatever the case is. But nothing in the sense of in the conjuration where I have where I'm trying to commune one-on-one. That I'm interested in doing, that I plan on doing, especially for our future series.
Okay. I like it a lot.
I just watched this. Did you see Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Like the OG version?
What's the OG version?
Sabrina, but like I can't say.
You mean like in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, there was an episode where Aunt Zelda and Aunt Hilda find out that they're adopted, and Salem kept going to Sabrina. Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw that, and now I'm repeating that. Love that show.
That was a great show.
Great show.
It was so before its time, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I like the darker, more true to form of. I need to watch season 2, though.
Yeah, you do. Chilling Adventures she's talking about. Yeah, you do.
Look.
Wow.
You know I don't watch fucking TV.
I know, but I know you watched. Nobody watched. You didn't watch Charmed. Alan watched Charmed without you. All 8 seasons.
Are we gonna go there?
We went there. I don't know. We already took a stop by. I took a leak. Like, you want any pretzels? We're gonna go back on the road.
Can
And
I, you know what? We didn't need to bring the Charmed up. I'm a little bitter. Okay. So now I gotta start that bitch all over again.
yeah, you do. However, back to the topic. So yeah, no. So however, you definitely can. So the what I know that the premise behind using sigils for the conjuration, right? So if there is a specific spirit you want to conjure and you know their name, you use that name and you create a sigil, and
Hmm.
you use that sigil to conjure their spirit. You can use this. You can use name. You can use things that they've liked in life. You can use attributes that remind you of them, whatever the case is, to reflect and make you think of thine spirit. You create the sigil, manifest the spirit. You can use that with any entity. There is certain entities that are classified as demons that have their own sigils, along with certain entities that are classified as angels that have their own sigils. Spirits, maybe I don't think I know any spirits with their own specific sigils, but that's for you to learn by yourself, I guess. But
Yeah.
definitely, I mean, for me also, that just also goes into when you conjure, always have offerings and always be respectful for who you are conjuring, no matter what you have heard or what you think. You get your own opinion off of your own experiences with whatever spirit.
Yeah. I agree with that. Never come to a party empty handed. Was there another topic in this topic? Because I feel like we've covered a whole lot that wasn't even on the table.
Yeah, we did, and I don't even think there's any more I can cover when it comes to what is sigils and how to work with them. That's basically, I mean, definitely like I said, meditate hard on them. Even meditate with visualize your intention and your desire like you would any other spell, and anchor that energy into the sigil. You have to give that sigil the power and the life, you know what I mean, for it to work and activate you. You
Right.
necessarily can't just doodle and then think that's going to work, just like you can't light a candle think it's going to work. You can't, you know what I mean.
Oh my God, there's so much stuff we could go into about that, but that's a different topic.
So
Because that's just like etiquette.
right, right. I
But
would
um,
say that you know what, I think I forget what I was going to say, which is hilarious.
you think you forgot or you forgot?
I definitely forgot.
Like,
All right, never mind.
like how we're so put together all the time. The two of us cannot stay on topic. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, I just remembered.
Ah,
Okay. Now that we've basically almost covered every topic, there is one more topic we can get into, right?
okay.
How though do you create a damn sigil, right? We're gonna get into that. We are gonna get into that, how we do it and all these things. But for the basic video of just like basic information of how to work sigil magic, it's a sigil. We get that it's not a symbol. What is it? How do you create it? We know it's specific to the intention and to the spell. How the fuck do you create a sigil? Not
Uh,
like just like throw out any basic info you can on like making a sigil. Like, what is the basic premises to it? The stank face. I'm loving.
well, you're asking such a like nonchalant question, like or non-specific question. It's because it depends. Like, what am I doing? What am I drawing from? What imagery am I drawing from?
You're doing a
Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right. Here's a great one with. I'm not creating that. Oh, I just layered the letters. Okay, so Lady Witch layers her letters and creates some type of imagery out of it. That's one way of doing it. That's a great way of doing it. Um, what would you do? Okay, you with Hurricane Debbie floating around. If you want to do a weather protection spell from Hurricane Debbie, how would you do that, Sigil?
Well, okay. I would. Okay, so when you think of hurricane, or when I think of hurricane, I look at the imagery of the hurricane, right?
Correct.
So it's like a
Correct.
spiral.
Yeah,
So that's my base.
I love that. I never even thought of that. I love that.
Wow,
No,
really?
because I'll explain like mine. Mine is not that creative either. So that is creative. You're an actual artist. So
No, I'm not. The spiral, and then on each ring of the spiral, I would put, you know, first letter of a name of like whatever family, say my neighborhood or my parents or my child that's 2 hours down the road,
right.
first letter of his name, first letter of whoever's name or family, F, whatever. And then, and I would ring it out that way. And then what I did for, what I did because you were there, and pentagram over it, stick it on a bay leaf, chuck it in my thing, and set it on fire.
Yep. Yep.
Done.
So
But and then the blood in the cauldron. It was a whole big thing. We did it outside. It was great.
okay. We're not witches at all. Officer. Not us. Don't make it us.
It wasn't us
We're just naked in the woods running with torches.
all the damn time. There are no secrets here anymore.
Oh my god. So, all right. For me, I'm gonna sound so basic compared to you. So, okay. Well, okay. So I would write my intention specifically, right? I would write protection, weather magic, Hurricane Debbie. I would remove all my vowels, my repeating letters, take what I got, and try to create some type of imagery that it'll be blended with some type of artistic way that'll remind me, like some type of imagery to remind me of the intention. But it'll, no matter what, always incorporate the letters I'm left with. So it has the intention literally written in the sigil along with the imagery. And then I would activate it via, again, how whatever element. 9 times. Okay, so this is the thing, right? Depending on the spell, depends on the sigil, and depends on the sigil, or depends on the spell, depends whether or not I'm using blood, right? Depends. So for a protection spell like that for the home and for the family, I would use blood to activate it, and then either probably for weather magic, I would probably burn it because I'm trying to oppose the rain. You know what I mean? I would throw it in the cauldron, set that bitch on fire along with, I don't know, like rosemary. I don't know what else. Other things. Other things. Sand. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I literally just said what came to mind. I
I
didn't say.
mean, it's pretty much what I used.
Really?
You were there, yes.
I don't remember. You use sand?
Yeah, beach sand.
Really? You did? 'Cause that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beach
we
sand.
sand. Yeah. Okay. Okay, stop. Okay. Yeah. Damn, we both got out the whole spell. Okay. My fault. Um, nature, spirit, etc. Hold on, I'm actually way back in the comments. Oh my.
I think it's, where does magic power derive from? Nature, spirit, etc. It was one question broken into two.
Okay. You want to start off?
All of those things.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of witch you are too. Like where you draw your power from, what
Where
you're.
you're called to, where
Yeah,
you
it
guys,
just.
I just be repeating words,
It's,
same thing at the same time. Get off my brain. Get off my
my bad. My bad. Stop sending signals.
work place.
Yeah. Oh, focus. Um. I mean, honestly, Judah, it really depends on what you work with, like what you're pulled to work with, where you're called to go, what you're called to work with. It could just be spirit. It could be all the elements. It could be
For
like,
me, it's all of the above. Like with both. Like for me, it's both of those. For others, it's some of that. You know what I mean? And there's more. So there's other sources too, not just that.
yeah,
There's lots of sources along with the source from yourself. You know what I mean? So you really don't need any of it, or
just
you can use as much as you want of it. You know what I mean?
personal power is a big thing that nobody really gives any credit to. I mean,
No.
we do, but you do specifically.
Get out of my but we
Us,
minds are our own tools, just like the cauldron, just like the fire, just like the candle, just like the pins. So that's
yeah.
what conjures the spell. All of that can be there, but if your mind isn't there, nothing's gonna happen.
I mean, we know a couple people that just it's all up here. They don't really do anything physical in the physical realm. It's all in their
Mhm.
mental capacity and the realms that they create wherever.
Yep,
I'm a very physical person. I need things. I like the symbology of things,
me too. Me too. I say I have all that, and then this goes into the like the you know what I mean.
hmm
This goes into its own place, but all of that's got to be there because I'll blend both. I like the mental activities along with the physical activities.
hmm
You know what I mean? Personally,
Yeah, same.
I like to
Just
blend both of them. That and I'm just a Leo. I like things. You know what I mean? I like to buy things. I like to just have things. This is my new statue. Almost sorry, Skull. This is my new statue. It's Mama. Can you see her? I love her. She's the best.
she is the best.
So
Well,
I just got her.
he's very excited.
I am. She's gonna go outside the front door on her stride. So I'm happy for that.
Do you think we covered the basics?
Absolutely.
Did we leave anything out? Are you okay? You're sneezing. Tweezer.
If anybody's got any questions, shoot them out now. But I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I mean, it is a broad subject. This is just like one.
Yeah, we'll have way more episodes. We're gonna go into way more details. The next one, like I said, is gonna be about personal design and how I go about it and how I work with mine and going way more into detail along with Crescent and how she does her thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people like touch on topics and they give you very basic fundamentals out of a book, which I am so not good at doing.
No, again,
But
the books
we do
we
have.
we know and what works for us.
Mhm.
Maybe it'll work for you or inspire you to go with what you think and what your gut tells you to go. A lot of the times, a lot of people feel that they need someone else, whether it's a person or a book or something, to let them know that, like, hey, what you're feeling is right. You know, you don't have to do what they're doing, or just because they say it's not good or it's not working or whatever. Don't listen to people like that. They don't know what they're talking about.
And your sigil. Okay, let's bring since we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Because Lady Witch said, she's not very creative. But your process, like the way you're layering your letters, I didn't know to do that. I would have never come up with that. So honestly, that's actually very creative in my opinion. But it's not about the artwork. It's not about the image. It's about what you're putting into it. It doesn't have to be pretty. It definitely doesn't have to be perfect or elaborate. It's just about what it's there to do and if it's doing it for you.
It's all about the energy and the magic you put into it. It's not the piece of paper itself that's gonna, that piece of paper again can be there, but without you putting your magic into it, it's gonna do nothing.
Yeah, it's just a piece of paper with doodles on it.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about you putting your magic into it. As long as you do that, it can it can be any drawing and it'll work.
Yeah. But that boils down to like you having faith in your own abilities and being assured in your own abilities and honing your abilities and taking it to the next level. which is what we're here to help you with.
So that's about it. You look delicious on that freaking margarita, which is margarita. Nice pop, by the way. That's a
It's
margarita.
tiger blood, actually.
It's what?
Which is called a tiger's blood margarita.
Those are really delicious.
They are. It's got a lot of rum in it.
Yeah.
I think it's rum. It's got something in it.
Something that'll get you drunk.
I added my own.
Oh, what time is it? Maybe my deli's still open. That sounds like a great idea.
I think we should have another shot, probably.
Yeah. So with that being said, everybody, you guys have a great night. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Sigil Witchery, and tune in for the next one.
And if you have any additional questions or whatever, because these are going to go away once this
Yeah.
post.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. That when I don't know yet how to, if there's a way to bring the comments over after I post.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know how to do that. That's not going to happen, unfortunately.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just don't put them in there. It's fine. You just got to tell them to do it.
Do that. Once this is uploaded, do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Come back tomorrow and ask your question. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Night.
Do we know when the next episode's going to be? Have a great night. Huh? Have a great night, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, okay. Wait, is this a? Am I still recording?